to make my first, I guess, Christmas review. Violent Night, a movie that I didn't really know how it was gonna be, but yeah, it's basically Die Hard, but way more Christmas themed than the actual original Die Hard. Because yeah, it's just basically Die Hard. It's got the cop guy from Stranger Things. I mean, as Santa, killing people, which I'm not sure if some people will find that why. It's just weird to see Santa killing people, man. The actual Santa Claus and some of the stuff you find out about him, yeah. Which I'll talk about in spoilers, but I'm just gonna quickly say, like, if you haven't watched this yet, I'll just kind of see if I can convince you to watch it, and if you don't really think you'd like it, then okay. So yeah, basically like Die Hard, where you just have Santa Claus in a situation, because he's basically doing what Santa Claus does, delivering presents and stuff, and sometimes when people leave stuff out, he'll eat like cookies and stuff, but then while he's doing that, like, this family's getting robbed, and he ends up being trapped inside, and he has to fight his way out to the point where he's protecting the family, and that's all I'll say when it comes to the story, because that's just the main premise, which you'll probably see in the trailer. But yeah, just seeing Santa Claus kill people, it's really weird. Like, oh my god, it's kind of weird because it has like different tones. This movie, one side is like a family movie, and the other side is like a violent action movie, and just seeing both of those collide, like a Christmas family movie and a violent action movie combined, it's really weird, the tones, because sometimes it feels like a kids movie and then it doesn't. Like, it's really weird because you could end up accidentally putting on this movie with kids, and then they're seeing all that swearing and gore, like, oh my god, and seeing Santa Claus kill people, like, that would traumatize kids to me, man. Oh my god, that's a bit much. So yeah, this is definitely not a kids movie, so it's more like Die Hard, basically. Yeah. And this is probably the best Die Hard movie we've got since, I guess, the fourth one, because A Good Day to Die Hard was trash. Like, yeah, it killed the franchise, basically, because we haven't had another one since. And I think that was like 2011 or something, sometime around there when that came out. It was bad. And I could say this is the best we've got, but it's not really true Die Hard. It's not like we've got Bruce Willis and stuff. The one who could actually sell this better. Sorry. Instead, we've got Santa Claus going around killing people, and it's really weird. And if you're not really liking that kind of thing, say like if you're someone who really loves Christmas and then you watch something like this, maybe for some people it might be a bit too much. For others, they might like it because they like things that are different, and this movie is definitely different. I'm just not sure if I'd watch this again. But that's what I'll say when it comes to non-spoilers. So I'm just going to get into spoilers now, so yeah. So Santa, well, they give like an origin story that Santa's basically like a Viking. Like, so he's been around for a very long time, because we see like the tattoos like from Norse mythology, like in God of War, like those kind of tattoos that you see on the gods. Yeah, like Baldur, for example, like he's got like those kind of tattoos. So yeah, he's basically a Viking from back in the day, and that's why he's used to killing people. But what got to the point where he became Santa Claus? They don't fully explore that. Like, they don't fully explain it. And I guess a Mrs. Claus existed, but I'm guessing she died. But was that back? I don't even know. There's a lot of things they don't really fully explain with that kind of weird storyline they tried to do. I mean, for me it was weird. Like, Santa Claus being a Viking. Like, oh my god, what is that? And they kind of give us like the idea that he's gonna stop being Santa Claus because he's just too depressed. Maybe she died recently and that's what's put him off Christmas or something. But then you meet this kid in this movie, who I guess is like the Home Alone kid, basically, because at the end you just see her placing traps and stuff with the robbers who break in her house. Yeah, she's basically the one who helps restore faith and the Christmas spirit into Santa Claus, I guess, whatever I should call him, because this is basically a Viking. That's a weird direction what they did. I feel like they could have did a bit more for it to make more sense, especially since it's a long movie. It's not even like a 90-minute movie. It's like over like 1 hour and 20 minutes or something like that. So they could have spent some more time to explore some of that origin instead of kind of wasting time with some of the scenes with the little girl and Santa Claus. Yeah. But basically, I think this whole situation happens because of the grandma. Like, she's into some nasty business, and she basically ends up stealing from that business like 300 million. So then some of her people, basically go to her family house and basically take them hostage, kind of like in Die Hard when a group of people get taken hostage by Professor Snake from Harry Potter. I mean, that actor basically who passed away, rest in peace. I mean, yeah. But I kind of like the villain that they got for this movie because I haven't actually seen this actor for so long. The guy who played as Luigi in the first live-action Mario movie. Yeah. Seems like he hasn't had a great life afterwards, but I still respect him. He's made some great work. Like in Romeo and Juliet, like he was good in that too. Like he's had some good. He's been in some good stuff, but man. Let's just say things haven't been that great for him recently. And I hope he can actually make a comeback someday. Yeah. If you don't know, some people don't really like him, but yeah. He plays a good villain in this. Yeah, I really enjoyed him. And some of the side characters too. That was fun. Like that crazy one who just wants to shoot everyone. And the family members, like, I think you've got one guy from Never Back Down, I think the main character. Then you've got some of the other characters. I know that one guy who's the dad of that little girl. But I can't remember what I've seen him in. I can't really remember. Yeah. Then there's the wife. Then there's the teenage son, who's just like all about live streaming and stuff. Yeah. And he gets called an elf. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a fun movie, but there's just some things missing to make it, better. And the tones constantly switching from a family Christmas movie to like a violent action movie. It's kind of weird to get used to. And by the end, I'm just like, man, would I ever watch this again? I mean, and I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. It was fun, and I was watching this with my family as well. And my mum just she didn't know what to think about the movie because seeing Santa Claus killing people for some people might be a bit too much. But if you can get along with that and view it as a movie that you've been waiting for since, I guess, Die Hard 5, because this is the only kind of Die Hard movie we've got since that truly feels like Die Hard, but it's Santa Claus, and to me that's probably the biggest issue with what they do with Santa Claus. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I mean, I'd try to get used to it, but it is weird though. But I didn't say I fully hated the idea. If they actually expanded on this idea a bit more, then I think it'd be okay. But it's just the direction anyway. Yeah. But yeah, basically the reason why Santa Claus ends up here because I guess the reindeers kind of leave him when he's trying to escape, and then he ends up fighting these whole robbers, and then I guess because I guess the main villain is trying to break into like some vault, but then when he gets inside, there's no money. So then he's kind of like questioning all of the family members. He even questions the little girl about talking to Santa because he knows that there's some guy dressed as Santa killing his people. So he tries to use her, but he eventually gets to a point where I guess everyone tries to, escape, but then they end up getting hunted down and stuff. I mean, I think the Never Back Down guy, he tries to escape, but he gets killed when the reinforcements come because they can't really deal with this Santa Claus. So they end up calling like a whole army to take him out, but then he still finds a way to take them out. And then by the end, I think they kidnap the grandma. And then, Santa's going after the main villain. He takes out a lot of the guys on that that thing that they drive on with snow. And then he basically ends up having like a final showdown with the villain. We kind of find out that the villain had like a trauma with Christmas because of what happened to his father. Like he kind of blames himself for his father's death. So that's why he hates Christmas. So he feels like if he gets to kill Santa right now, that will finally make things better. Like it was his destiny or something to be here. Yeah, something like that. He ends up definitely getting like some fatal blows on Santa. But, Santa does end up, killing him by making him go up the chimney, but in a brutal fashion because Santa's the only one who can go up the chimney and he doesn't end up in blood. Where if a normal person does that, they're dead. And that's how he kind of takes him out, like it's a fatality. It's like if Santa Claus was in a Christmas movie. Yeah, that's probably how it would go. Wait, I said a Christmas movie. Like, more like, I think I meant to say Mortal Kombat, but yeah. If they added, Santa Claus in Mortal Kombat, that would be the fatality. Like, he just picks you up a chimney, and then just blood everywhere, all the body parts, fatality, yeah. Christmas movie. No, I wouldn't want to see that in a Christmas movie. Because this, oh my god, it's not a traditional Christmas movie. Yeah, it's like an action movie basically, with some family kind of moments, making references to Die Hard, Home Alone, Kinda Elf at the end, trying to put back the Christmas spirit to resurrect Santa, because he basically dies at the end, but they're able to get enough Christmas spirit to make him come back to life, and then he's able to save the family and I guess continues his job thanks to the little girl. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to get from the story. It was a weird ending, because it felt like a traditional Christmas movie at the end, but then I don't know. It's just the whole movie. It's just seeing Santa kill so many people with that sledgehammer. Like, oh my god, it was so gory. Yeah, it's a weird movie, but it was enjoyable, I guess. So yeah, if you've watched it, tell me what you think. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you a bit mixed? I'm probably mixed anyway. There's a part of me that liked it, and then there's a part of me that's like, this is not right. And I feel like if they kind of did something where it doesn't like have different tones, and they kind of find a way to like merge them together in a better way, yeah, this movie could have worked. It's just the way how they did it. They kind of sold it like it was a Christmas family movie, but then as it goes on, it becomes really violent and stuff. Yeah. Other than that, I guess I'll just end it here. Appreciate if you leave a like. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. And Merry Christmas!